So there is another switching deal launching, this time from NatWest, offering you £200. This is running from the 15th of February 2024 until, I don't know when, but last time the offer ran a year ago, they kept it going until September. No guarantee it will be stick around that long, but this is kind of what we know about it so far. I will take you through step by step what you need to do in order to get this cash. And importantly, who can get it? Because it's not just new customers, but existing customers. And there's also been a change in the threshold, the cutoff date for those existing customers or even ex-customers who've had switching money from NatWest before. You might be able to get money again. So it's a really, really good one to be looking at. So what I'm going to do, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I'm going to bring up a table from our website, becleverwithyourcash.com. However you are listening or watching this right now, you'll be able to find this article with everything we're speaking about right now and this table over on the website. So we have a switching bonus, as I said, of £200. This is the highest NatWest has ever offered. They did offer the same amount in 2023, but it's good to see they haven't reduced that. And that isn't just good for us now, but hopefully it's an indicator that if other banks introduce more switching deals throughout the year, we're still going to be around this kind of marker as a kind of a decent amount of cash you can get from a switch. Now, this one is a relatively fast one. Once you completed the criteria, the money is paid within 7 days. So again, the criteria might take you a little bit longer, but potentially could be done in 7 working days. So potentially you're looking at sort of around 2 or 3 weeks here when you can get this money in your account, which is great. And once you have the money, if you don't want to, you don't have to stick with the account. So how do you get this? Well, first of all, you need to either existing customer, have an account, one of these accounts I'm going to go through in a minute, or as a new customer, open up one of these accounts. Now, it's important to say if you are a new customer opening up one of the accounts I'll go through in a moment, you must do this via the app or the website, the NatWest website, the NatWest app. You cannot do it in branch or over the phone to open the account. If you do that, you will not be eligible for this offer. So really vital you do that. Now, whether you've already got one or you're opening one brand new, there are a number of accounts to go through. The key ones I'll be looking here at are the Select or the Reward account. There are others: Premier Select, Premier Reward, the Black account, the Premier Reward Black account, the Reward Silver, the Reward Platinum account. There are Select Silver. There's more. There's a Foundation one, which is basically the basic account, which although you can't apply for that, if you get rejected for the Select account, they might offer you the Foundation. Even then, you'll be eligible for this offer if you meet the other criteria. So a huge number of accounts you can either open brand new or already have. What you then need to do is switch. So once you've opened up or have that account, you need to do a full switch using the current account switching service, as you do with all these different promotions that all the banks run. The big thing about this switch is you have to go from a different bank. You need a current account at a different bank, so not NatWest, although RBS and Ulster, even though they're part of the NatWest group, they'll be fine. Switch from them into this NatWest account. Again, doing this via the app or the website, and that will close the old account. So remember, just good kind of things, sort of nudge here to remind you, don't switch from an account you want to keep because it will go. So maybe look at, if you haven't already, opening up a dummy account, as I detailed quite recently, again on the podcast video and on the website. Switch over, and that can be done sort of relatively fast. So you could be looking at that done within sort of 7 to 10 days. That isn't all you have to do though. There are a few other bits and pieces. And this is where the wording is a little bit ambiguous. So I'm going to err here on the side of caution. I'm going to suggest that the wording actually says, do these things within 60 days of switching. Now, does that mean the start of the switch or the end of the switch? I'm going to say, just to be safe, from the switch itself completing, do these things. Okay, you've got 60 days to do it. One of them is to pay £1,250 into the account. Now, this does not have to be in one go. As with most of these deals, you can put it in one go if you want, or smaller portions. And that means you could put some money in and take it out, and put it in and take it out, and just recycle it a few times in order to get to that level. However, each sum of money you put in, again, whether it's smaller amounts, lots of smaller amounts, or one single amount, must stay in the account for 24 hours in order for that eligibility criteria to be hit, okay? So if that's really, really vital, you don't just put the money in, take it straight out and put it back in. It must stay for 24 hours. So if smaller amounts, you're looking at doing this over sort of 2 or 3 days, depending on the amounts you're putting in each time. You also have to log into the online or app banking within 60 days as well. Those things, that's all it is. It's a relatively simple one. Pay some money in, check your online banking within 60 days of that switch. And we're saying, erring a caution here of the switch completing, and then 7 days later, you'll get that £200 into your account. So really, really, really simple. A few more things to share with you here, though. I mentioned about this open to new and existing customers, right? If you have had money from NatWest, Ulster or RBS since the 1st of January 2020, you will not be able to get the money this time. So you might be thinking, oh, that rules me out because I got the money last year. You might have only got money from more than one of the banks last year. That is the case. However, the good news here, this has changed. When the offer was running in 2023, that date was October 2017. So that has pushed on a long way. So some of you who had got the money in 2018 or 2019, you might be able to get the money again. Okay, so good chance for you to sort of double up and get cash once more. Now, I know when I mentioned just now that some of you might have got the offers from more than one of those banks last year, NatWest, Ulster and RBS. Over in our Facebook community, a lot of you were calling it the Triple Crown because you were getting £200 from each of those three banks. That was despite the bank's terms and conditions saying you couldn't do that. Now, I'm not saying the same thing, you'll be able to get away with it again this year. It explicitly says in the terms and conditions that if you've had the money before or since that 1st of January from any of the banks, you won't get it this time. But just putting it out there that I know so many of you were able to do that last year. So that's it. Pretty simple one there. One thing I do want to cover quickly, though, is which of those accounts to go for. As I said, the ones I would focus on here are the select or the reward account. The select account is the bog standard NatWest account, right? So it doesn't do anything fancy. It doesn't do anything special. But if you're just switching in to get the cash and then you're thinking once you've got the money, you're going to use it to switch to another bank, then that is probably the best one to go for. In fact, it's definitely the best one to go for. But if you're switching your main account, so you think you're going to be keeping this one for another year, or you're quite happy having multiple accounts and relatively simply automating money in and out and a few other bits and pieces with them just to earn a little bit of extra cash, then you might want to consider the reward account. Now, the reward account, as the name suggests, gives you a reward every single month. This is £4 if you have 2 direct debits paid out every single month, and another £1 if you log into the online or app banking every single month. So £5 a month sounds great. However, that gets reduced slightly because there is a £2 monthly fee. So if you do these things, then you will be getting £36 back at the end of the year. I should say you also have to pay in £1,250 into the account every single month. Now, again, that's not difficult. I do this. I automate it. Money goes into the account and then it moves out of the account. The direct debits are in there, and the direct debits actually is charity direct debits I've got in there. Money I'm going to give to charity anyway. So that money goes out of that account. And I just make a little note in my diary every once a month to make sure I do log in and the app and just check the balance. I do that anyway. It's good housekeeping anyway, just to make sure that I haven't made a mistake and more money's come out or whatever. But I do that, and that means I just get that money coming all the time. Now, I already had this account. Would I have opened this account explicitly for that? Possibly not. But yeah, 36 quid a year, and every year, I've had this for quite a few years now, so I'm definitely going to be 100 quid, 150 quid up on that one, I would have thought. So there you go. That is the NatWest £200 switching offer. As I say, it's starting on the 15th of February 2024. We don't know when it will end, but if it's same as last year, it could be running all the way through to September. I will let you know, obviously, in my monthly updates and over on becleverwithyourcash.com if we do get an end date, to make sure you don't miss out on taking advantage. My name's Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out these ones here for more ways to get the most from bank switching.